It began like a simple afternoon hike, the kind you take when you want fresh air and a quiet moment away from everything. For 32-year-old Daniel Hart, the desert canyons were a familiar escape, a place he trusted. But narrow sandstone passages have a rule of their own. One wrong movement, and the world can change in an instant. As Daniel climbed over a cluster of rocks, his foot slipped on loose gravel. It was a tiny mistake, barely a second long, but that second was enough. A massive boulder, nearly 400 kilograms, shifted free from the canyon wall beside him. He didn't have time to react. The rock crashed down onto his right leg with the force of something impossible to fight. The canyon echoed with a deep, violent thud, and then everything went silent. He tried to pull himself out, to twist his body, to move even an inch, but the rock held him down like the weight of another world. His phone had no signal, nobody was around, and the nearest trail was miles away. Daniel was trapped, truly and completely alone. The first hours were filled with shock. His leg pulsed with sharp, burning pain that refused to fade. He screamed for help until his voice cracked and disappeared into the air. The canyon swallowed every sound as if it wanted to keep him there. When night arrived, the desert turned cold enough to bite through his clothes. Daniel wrapped his jacket around himself and stared up at the sky, wondering if anyone would ever walk past this hidden place. By the second day, dehydration began to take over. His lips dried, his throat felt like sand grinding together, and the sun beat down on him without mercy. Then at night, the temperature dropped again, freezing the sweat on his skin. But the hardest part wasn't the pain, it was the silence. Hours stretched into what felt like entire lifetimes. On the third day, he started talking to himself just to stay awake. He replayed old memories, imagined conversations, anything to keep his mind steady. He tapped a small stone against the canyon wall over and over, reminding himself he was still alive. By the fourth day, his body was shutting down. He drifted in and out of hallucinations, seeing water that wasn't there, hearing footsteps that never existed. His world had become blurred, fading at the edges. But somewhere inside him, a small voice refused to give up. On the morning of the fifth day, a sound echoed through the canyon, real voices. Two hikers had wandered off trail and noticed a piece of Daniel's backpack sticking out from behind the rocks. They ran toward him, immediately called for help, and within hours a rescue team arrived. Using hydraulic tools, they slowly lifted the rock just enough to free him. Daniel was airlifted to the hospital, exhausted, dehydrated, and injured, but alive. When people later asked him how he survived 5 days, trapped under a 400-kilogram boulder, his answer was simple. I kept telling myself, if I give up now, no one will ever know what happened, so I held on for that one moment when someone finally found me. And in the end, someone did.